To draw a line, we need 2 points. So we're going to draw a line, and our first point is going to be at 0, 1. That means that on the x-axis, this is the x-axis, on the x-axis is going to be 0, so at the center. And now on the y-axis is going to be 1. So that is the first point. Okay? My bad. Now the next point that we're going to put is going to be at x2, y0. Okay? So on the x-axis we go 2, and it's going to be 0 for the y, meaning it doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. The next thing that we're going to do is draw a line between those 2 points. So draw a straight line. You have an index card. Use an index card to draw a straight line. Now that we have a line, we're going to identify multiple points. Okay? So we only have a line, and we need to figure out all the points on the line. Now, the definition of a line is a connection of an infinite number of points. So that means that in a line, you have an infinite number of points. Okay? Now, that means that you're able to actually label an infinite number of points. But we don't want to be dealing with small fractions, ugly numbers, or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try our best to choose the best points that fit. So our first point is right here at 0 for the x value, 1 for the y value. So we're going to write that down. We're going to label that point. Let's label that point A. Our point A, and we're going to write A is going to be the point 0, 1. The 0 is the x value, the 1 is the y value. The next point, it's right here. So our coordinate, we're going to label that point B. So point B, we know that you move 2 units to the right, but you didn't go up or down. That means that point B is going to be the x value will be 2, and the y value will be 0. Since a line is a group of infinite number of points, that means that this line, from where it begins to where it ends, you can find an infinite number of points. Because you see whole numbers in this case, you have 1, 2, 3, but right here you know that this is going to be a point, x is going to be half, but then you also have half of that and half of that. But the issue is that we're going to end up with getting ugly numbers, and we don't want to be dealing with some ugly numbers. Yes, some numbers are ugly. We don't want to be dealing with the square root of 2 over 3. That number is going to be challenging to try to compute. So what we're going to do is we're going to find all the spots where the line meets the square. It creates this little square. It makes it easy to see what point that is. So in this case, a -1, you see that that line is somewhere in the middle. So it's harder to figure out what number that is. But if you go to -2, you actually see that at this point, at -2, the y value is going to be 2. So the only thing that we're going to do is put a point right there. We're going to put a point right there. And now, in this case, again, we're going 2 units back. So -2 on the x, and then we're going 2 units up on the y. So we're going to label that point C. So we have point C is going to be -2 on the x-axis and 2 on the y. To keep looking for points that have nice numbers. So we're going to keep going on the line. So if we go to -3, we see one more time, we're right here. That looks like half, but we don't want to deal with that half. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to -4 and we're going to go up 3 units. So we're going to put a point right there. So the main thing that we're looking when we're looking for a point is that it creates a little T. It makes it easier to see exactly where the point is. Okay, we're going to label that point D. And D is going to be a -4 on the x-axis and 3 on the y-axis. Okay, keep in mind, we're always moving left and right first, and then we go either up or down. So we're always paying attention to the x first, and then we pay attention to the y. We can find another point. Okay, we cannot keep moving back because our coordinate plane is only from -5 to 5. But now I want to move after B. The next point will be at 3, but 3, it's one more time, is going to be somewhere in a half. We don't want to deal with that half. So we're going to go to the next one that it's 4. And at 4, we get a nicer number. At 4, we're going to label that point E. So point E is going to be 4 on the x. And now we went down 1 unit, so that's going to be -1. Okay, and we went down from the axis. It's the number is going to tell you how far away it's from the axis. For this problem, you guys are going to graph and label the points. I am going to give you 3 points. You need to put it in the graph. Keep in mind, the first point will be your x coordinate. Your second point will be your y coordinate. Your A will be 3, 2. B will be the point 0, -4. And your last point, C, will be -3 and +4. So you need to graph those points and label them. your first point A is going to be at 3 and 2. So the x coordinate is 3. So we automatically go to x. This is your x axis. We go to number 3. 1, 2, 3. So our first point is going to be at 3 for x. And it tells you the y is 2. So we're going to go up 2. 1, 2. And that is where your first point should be. And that will be point A. The next point is going to be point B, 0, negative 4. Okay? So we're going to look at x is 0. So x-axis, we go to 0 right here at the center. You're not moving anywhere. You're not moving left or right. And now it tells you that the y value is going to be negative 4. So from 0, we're going to go down 4 units because it's negative. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So that's going to be our point. Let's label it point B. Now the next point is going to be negative 3 for x and 4 for y. So we're going to go negative 3, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. This is where your x value is going to be. Now it tells you 4 units up. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So your point is going to be right there. So that's going to be point C.